What's up, the squad? Back with another video. I seen that title was going out. Make sure you hit the like button, hit that subscribe button for me, please. Y'all see it right here. Let me tell y'all something about this. Y'all remember when I said that The View gets most of their views when it comes down to Trump? It's a true thing. You know, it's nothing that I'm just saying. You know, when they feel like they're not getting that much, you know, eyes and views and things that's going on, no motion, they tend to always find something to talk about. You got it right here. They took a video and basically not only talking about Trump, but they always brings Melania names into it as well. Let's check it out.
First Lady Melania Trump spoke at a Mother's Day event this week for military wives. She talked about some serious issues, but this is the moment that went viral. Watch.
Most know my husband as the strong commander-in-chief, but his empathy transcends the role and shape a caring leader who constantly remembers each and every American soldier is someone's child.
Did she say the word empathy?
Empathy.
Okay. But even he went.
As in, I'm glad Robert Mueller is dead. Empathy.
Yeah, empathy. Okay.
Yeah.
But she's also called him, because I don't know when she said that. I was like, oh, he is. Maybe he's holding back on the empathy. Who knows? But she's also called him, I'm joking, kind, fair, and caring, down to earth and real. Said he strikes.
My thing is with Sarah Haynes. Sarah Haynes is a flip-flopper too. Sarah Haynes is definitely a flip-flopper, and that's what makes me mad is she has her days. And one thing about it is, I ain't gonna say that I can't stand people that's like that, but I truly don't like it. Don't flip-flop. You know what I mean? Stay in your lane, or just, you know, she's better off not even saying nothing at all.
Perfect tone. So I don't know. Maybe he lives two lives.
Oh my God!
Maybe
Somebody give the woman an Oscar. Well, you know, I have to say that I know him from way back. I have pictures of him behind me going like this. I have a picture of me messing up his hair. I went to his.
I have a picture of him messing on my hair. This is a picture of Joy Behar. Y'all obviously know. I don't even have to tell y'all. Y'all know for a fact, even Whoopi, that Joy Behar and President Trump, like they really, I ain't gonna say, I don't really know. I would definitely say, I would say loved. I would say they love President Trump. And what I find funny out of it is a lot of people did. You know, they didn't like when he obviously, they stopped liking him when he got into politics, and it's truly sad that you have so many people that's even like this. And I don't get how some people, and it's a lot of people that actually still, you know, like President Trump, that obviously was, you know, being friends with him, you know, back in the day, and me seeing different videos and this, that, and the other. I don't know if y'all don't recall, but when I first started these videos, I literally, when I first started these videos, I always wondered, you know, why people didn't like Trump, you know, because I would always see him. I would always see him here and there. And I'm like, man, why is everybody not liking Trump? Like, what's wrong with President Trump? You know, and I would see, like I said, the first time me seeing him was Home Alone. I didn't know who he was and stuff like that. You know, and then I found out, you know, who he was, you know, and I was like, dang, that's actually fire, you know. And it took me, you know, a couple years, you know, obviously a few years, you know, me getting older and asking those questions, because it was like, you know how you watch something and it's like they put that spotlight on there. They're making sure you see this and see who this is. And I know it's not just no random dude. So, and then I see like pictures of him with stars. I seen something with Michael Jackson, with Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, him being on there. It's a lot of things that I've seen President Trump and who actually liked him. But they push this whole narrative and push this whole thing to where it's just a bunch of lies to pull you away, you know, from a lot, really. I can name a number of things, and it's definitely sad, especially when you got Joy Behar here that constantly talks crazy about him. And I'm sure she's gonna say that he's changed or he did this and did that.
I have a picture of me messing up his hair. I went to his wedding to Marla. Yeah. He was a normal guy, but the body snatchers got to him.
Yeah.
Just like they got to Marco Rubio and well, I don't know about J.D. Vance. He was always whatever.
Yeah.
I think you just didn't know his politics then.
Is that possible?
He was here when George Bush W was in office.
Right.
And backstage, he said to me, he's a disaster.
He still says Bush is a disaster.
And I thought, well, maybe he understands that Bush was a disaster.
He may be the same person. I don't think Melania, he may be a different person. I don't think Melania is a different person.
I don't feel like, hold on, Sonny, hold on. I got a lot to say when it comes to Sonny whenever she talks. I think, and the thing is, it takes you to see things. I feel like it takes you to see things because I feel like you can say this about anybody. You can say it about me. And you really can't because when it comes down to me with politics, I didn't really know much. I've learned from my parents, obviously. I learned from my parents and seeing what my parents are Democrats, obviously. A lot of people know. And I learned and seen from them. So when I was seeing that and I was noticing different things with them, it just, a lot of things, I don't really know how to explain it. Like, and I explained it before, but like in a not so much of a crucial way. I say this. I grew up in a household full of Democrats, and then I went independent. Well, I ain't gonna say then went independent because I was never. I wouldn't say that I was never fully a Democrat. It's just I was always around Democrats. That's all I knew. And doing these videos, I went in as an independent. And as me going in with being an independent, I started to learn, okay, why are people hating on? I obviously know the Democrat side a little bit. I'm gonna still learn some more within it. But why are people having so much hate when it goes to the right? So then I seen that and I noticed, and I feel like it's a lot of other people that are noticing things too, and that's exactly why they're leaving the Democratic Party. So those same people that they're talking about, I think President Trump is different. Melania is probably not different. I truly feel as if it's just one of those things of people realizing what's going on, what's truly has went on over the years, and they're seeing what's true and opening up their eyes.
I don't think Melania is a different person. I think she's the same person. You interviewed her.
I did.
And she was pushing that birtherism against President Obama. Do you remember her Be Best? Yeah. Be Best campaign?
It felt like a word was missing.
Well, a word was missing.
She should be the best.
But let me just say this.
The letter was Be Beast.
She lives in an alternate reality. She has her whole platform during his first administration about anti-cyberbullying, and her husband is the biggest cyberbully on the entire internet.
He's the biggest cyberbully on the entire internet, and you literally have a lot of the left that is inciting when it comes down to the violence that's going down and speaking on things. You talking about a person who literally, or people in general, at that whole dinner that it went through, man, it's crazy to me. I'll show y'all something after this.
If you want to,
just to show
you
y'all.
guys heard about this case, but if you want to see a evidence of lack of empathy by Donald Trump and his administration, this week we heard about a case of an 18-year-old U.S. citizen born in Chicago. His name is Kevin Gonzalez. He has stage 4 colon cancer. His parents are detained when they tried to cross the border to come and see him. His parents had applied for a humanitarian visa to come and see their dying son. He has weeks, at most days, to live. And this administration, which is everything but empathetic, which is everything but compassionate, which is everything but Christian, they could have issued
Look how Alyssa looking.
him the humanitarian visa.
I would imagine.
Let me hear this again. Hold on.
Heard about a case of an 18-year-old U.S. citizen born in Chicago. His name is Kevin Gonzalez. He has stage 4 colon cancer. His parents are detained when they tried to cross the border to come and see him. His parents had applied for a humanitarian visa to come and see their dying son. He has weeks, at most days, to live. And this administration, which is everything but empathetic, which is everything but...
That's what I'm saying. So my thing is, I'm all for that. My mom had cancer and stuff like that. So that's stuff that you definitely take serious. But my thing is, and there's a few things I want to type in, before I show y'all this video. My thing is, bro, first of all, Anna Navarro, and I'm gonna show y'all Anna Navarro. I'm gonna show y'all the real Anna Navarro because she shows different sides. Since Sonny want to bring up different, she changed this, then the other, because she shows a complete different side when it comes to The View. And then when she get on CNN, Scott Jennings is on that type of timing, she's quiet. My thing is, what this is, why do they continue to take things and turn them into something just to turn people away from somebody. And it's not so much of the truth, in a way, I could say. Well, not this case. It's just, how can I say this? Because I don't want to make it. That's kind of making it sound bad. They're trying to. They're doing. What they do on The View is that they'll take something that's truly bad, obviously, and they try to turn people away, obviously, from the Trump administration. And it's no surprise to it. But instead of being true to your audience about things like she just stated and said that he has, he has this sickness that's going on, and that his parents had got detained because, again, there, it's laws. It's laws, and that's another thing with that, and why things need to be getting together, and that's why you need to get your stuff together. Which, again, I'm not trying to make it sound bad, and I promise you, I know he's sick, and that's something. But my thing is applying for that. Why do all this and try to get things together so late? I should say, why not have that together and do it the right way before, instead of, she just said, crossing the border and being detained and then applying for that. Why not apply, do it the right way first? And that's what I don't get out of a lot of it, and how she's trying to make it seem of, okay, they're the reason for this and this is just bad. So what we should do is for everybody is to just open the border and let everybody in. That's basically what she's saying right now. And I feel like that's truly not right. Now, me personally, me saying it, just being a child of God and him having, their cancer, I do feel like, me personally, they should have had stuff together. But seeing that, she's saying that, when it comes to weeks and, his sickness and stuff like that, that is something that me personally, if that was me, I don't know about y'all, but me personally, when it comes to that, obviously, like I said, they should have had that together. But then again, definitely, when it comes down to seeing their son and stuff like that. And like I said, people will will disagree. Some people will agree. Some people might be mad at me. But me personally, just being like that, I'm not that cruel to just be like, oh, yeah, they don't need to see him, and they can't be here. Because me personally, when it comes down to stuff like that, I don't know. I feel like in this case, it's definitely different. But then again, that's me. I don't know about y'all. But definitely this case. And I'm not even saying just to be here and live. The parents and stuff like that. But I truly, when it comes down to stuff like that, it's definitely important for them to already had their stuff established, and things together with, them being detained, and all of that. Like, I don't know. It's definitely something that is definitely sad. I gotta give them that. I definitely gotta give them that. And it's again, this is me talking, because my mom had cancer. She had breast cancer. And that's something that I don't, is hard for me to even get into. But you have it right here. You got Cy Jennings. And again, he literally just explains all the violence that's going on. And y'all never, guess who's sitting right there with him.
But this whole idea of demonizing people who've been successful, it's a powerful thing right now. But I think one unacknowledged point, and it extends Anna's point, which I think was very well stated, and I agree with you 100%. There's a dark undercurrent of rage and violence that comes with this. You look at the Luigi killing of the United Healthcare CEO, the guy who burned down the Palisades in L.A., he told the police he was doing it to get back at the billionaires. They arrested a guy in Pennsylvania who was a political candidate for leaving threatening messages for members of Congress. He threatened to kill Donald Trump. You listen to the transcripts, he's saying, we're going to surround all the rich people in the country and we're going to slit their throats. I think the unacknowledged undercurrent here of violence and radicalism is going the Democrats are playing with fire.
Oh my God.
And it needs to be discussed. Right,
See, and the thing is, you hear everybody else, but you don't hear Anna Navarro, because she knows the truth about a lot of stuff. She just goes on a View and runs her mouth a million times when it comes down to stuff, but then don't say nothing here. I'm telling y'all, Anna Navarro, they all know the truth about a lot. They just put it out to the audience, to the people, to pull them away. I'm telling y'all, the White House posted this right here.
It's not each other that is the problem.
It's the other side. It's the fascist. It's the wannabe dictator. It is, you know, the hater in chief. It is the racist in chief. Like, that is like what we've got to get out of.
Heads do need to roll, certainly within the administration. And now the GOP needs to burn to the ground.
Trump is an existential threat to our country, and I think we all feel like we need to fight and stop.
Every day,
y'all see this?
Donald Trump is making this nation look more and more like a fascist state. We all have to ask, how far will they go?
So that he can call out the military in other cities in America as part of his would-be dictator playbook.
Economic populism raised up Hitler in Germany.
Y'all see what I'm talking about? It just goes to show you right there. It says the rise of political violence isn't random. It's fuel, and the Democratic rhetoric speaks for itself. And that just goes to show y'all right there. It all just goes to show y'all right there. But then they wanna continue and continue and continue to say, and that's what I truly just don't get. You know, when they say that he's this type of person and he's that and the right is this, the right. Man, listen, me personally, I'm so glad I seen and realized what's truly going on, and I feel like others need to do as well. You know, it's definitely important. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. Let me know what y'all think in the comments down below. Catch y'all next one.